Columbia Institute.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Bowles, and these are your news updates to 10 o'clock. The field of candidates are set for the upcoming election in BC. The final list from Elections BC includes 93 NDP candidates, 93 Conservatives, 69 Greens, and 40 Independents. BC United, who suspended their campaign in late August, are not included in the final list of candidates. Other parties running candidates include the Freedom Party of BC, the Libertarian Party, and the Communist Party of BC. The televised leaders' debate between David Eby, John Rustad, and Sonia Furstenau is set for October 8th. With more on what we're chasing today at The Crow, here's our producer, Tammy Mack.
Coming up, how can we advance truth and reconciliation beyond September 30th? BC records the lowest fertility rate in Canada. Why is that? And today is the start of the MLB playoffs. Stay tuned for more.
BC's Green Party is set to unveil the party's platform for the upcoming provincial election today. Party leader Sonia Furstenau will hold a news conference in Victoria to talk about her party's policies if elected. This comes as the party has already revealed a number of commitments, including a promise to open a network of health centers. The party is also looking to keep the provincial carbon tax while also increasing rebate for residents. As Hurricane Helene passes over the southern United States, forecasters are watching Tropical Storm Kirk. Kirk is expected to be labeled a hurricane later this week. National Hurricane Center senior specialist Eric Blake says Kirk poses no danger to the U.S.
Kirk should recurve, well east of the U.S. and there's no threat to the United States. At some long range, we might have to look for a very large swell from Kirk affecting the U.S. eastern seaboard, but that would be several days out.
The province's Civil Resolution Tribunal is calling for remuneration for a homeowner after a cockroach infestation. The tribunal says the homeowners group at a condo building should repay a homeowner after having to eradicate the pests. The unit owner had to pay almost $4,600 after the owners group blamed her for the infestation. The tribunal is saying no evidence to support their claim exists, and the homeowners group was unable to prove that the owner didn't cooperate with pest control. The tribunal wants the owner repaid in full with interest within 30 days of September 24th. The final event before the 2024 presidential election is set to take place today. Democratic nominee Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance will face off in the only vice presidential debate of the 2024 election. ABC's Mary Bruce has more on the preparations for tonight's debate.
Already, both campaigns are trying to lower expectations. That's while sources have told reporters the Minnesota governor is nervous. And we know he did warn Harris during the vetting process that he's a bad debater. Now, both men have been intensely preparing with mock debates. Tonight, a chance for them to further introduce themselves to voters. But they know most Americans make their pick based on who's at the top of the ticket.
Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter turned 100 years old today. President Carter made history by being the first former president to become a centenarian. Carter, who served as the 39th president of the United States, is already the oldest living former president. Carter has had the longest post-presidency in American history, living more than 40 years past the end of his term. The former president has endorsed Kamala Harris in the 2024 presidential election. Disgraced hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is appealing a ruling to keep him in jail as he awaits trial for sex trafficking charges. The rapper's lawyers filed the appeal in the Second U.S. Court of Appeals. They are asking the court to overturn Judge Andrew Carter's ruling and release him from jail. Combs has been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since his not guilty plea on September 17th. Judge Carter has also rejected a proposal to place Combs under house arrest as he awaits trial. The provinces of Ontario, Quebec, and Nunavut are set to offer immunization for all newborns and infants set to protect against RSV. Women's College Hospital physician Noah Ivers remembers his own child being hospitalized with RSV.
As a family doc, and also as a parent who's been through this, if there's something you can do to prevent your kid becoming short of breath and you watching them, their ribs eating in and out, and you watching them needing to get an oxygen mask, if there's something simple in your power to do that, please, take advantage of it.
That was your news update to 10 o'clock. My name is Ryan Bowles, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikki-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikki-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
Good morning, my name is Keenan Tregaskis, and welcome to your sports update to 10:10 a.m. The MLB playoffs begin today with all 4 wildcard series kicking off. This is the first MLB playoffs without last year's 2 World Series teams since 2007, as the Texas Rangers and Arizona Diamondbacks were both unable to reach the playoffs. The first game of the day is between the Detroit Tigers and Houston Astros with first pitch at 11:30. Today marks the first Tigers postseason game since 2014 as Tariq Skubal takes the mound for them facing Framber Valdez. The Kansas City Royals face the Baltimore Orioles at 1 p.m. and in the National League, the New York Mets are in Milwaukee to face the Brewers at 2:30 and the Atlanta Braves are in San Diego facing the Padres with first pitch at 5:30. Speaking of the Braves and Mets, both those teams snuck into the playoffs yesterday following their doubleheader against each other. Hurricane Helene forced the team's Wednesday and Thursday games to be pushed to Monday, a day before the wildcard series starts. The day, normally given for rest and travel purposes, was instead a doubleheader which saw the 2 teams split the series and eliminate the Arizona Diamondbacks. Braves slugger Marcell Ozuna had an RBI single in the bottom of the 7th in the second game, which provided 2 insurance runs for a comfortable 3-0 playoff clinching win.
Pitch all the way to Ozuna, and he lashes one into left field. A base hit. That'll drive in 2 runs. Ozuna busts out in a big way. 3-0 Braves. Enormous lift for the Braves by Marcell Ozuna.
Banished baseball great Pete Rose has passed away at the age of 83. Rose got himself banned from the Hall of Fame by gambling on the game he loved and once embodied. His 4,256 hits are an MLB record and signified his excellence no matter the notoriety which followed. Only 2 players who have played in the 2000s have come within 1,000 hits of Rose's long-standing record. Rose was banned for life in 1989 after a Major League Baseball investigation determined he had bet on baseball, including on his own team. A spokesperson for Clark County in Nevada confirmed on behalf of the medical examiner that Rose had passed away. Last night's Monday Night Football saw the Seattle Seahawks head to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions quarterback Jared Goff threw a perfect game, completing all 18 of his passes in their 42-29 win over the Seahawks. His 18 passes are an NFL record for most passes completed without an incompletion in a single game. Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown credits Goff's performance in their win.
He played a great game. When you have your quarterback, a guy like him that can, command the offense, take care of the football, deliver the ball, get it to his guys, it's tough to stop us.
Prior to the game, the Seahawks had not lost to the Lions since 2012. On the ice, Montreal Canadiens rookie David Reinbacher is out 5 to 6 months following a Tuesday morning surgery on his left knee. The update comes after the 5th overall pick in last year's draft fell awkwardly to the ice following a hit from Toronto Maple Leafs Marshall Rafai in the preseason game on Saturday. Montreal is also expected to give an update on winger Patrick Laine, who left the game moments after Reinbacher following a knee-on-knee collision with Leafs forward Cedric Paré. Boston Bruins goaltender Jeremy Swayman's contract negotiations with the team appear to have gone awry. Swayman's agent, Louis Gross, released a statement regarding the amount of money the Bruins claim to have offered. He says the $64 million that the Bruins referenced in their press conference was the first time that number was brought up in the negotiations. He says no offer has reached that amount of money and they will take a few days to figure out where to go from there. Swayman has yet to appear in the preseason, and it is expected that backup goaltender Jonas Korpisalo will be the starter for the time being. Over in Europe, the second Champions League match day begins today with 9 games. The first 2 games began at 9:45 a.m., with the other 7 beginning at noon. Notably, in England, Arsenal host the French side Paris Saint-Germain, and in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen hosts the Italian 7-time UCL champions AC Milan. Both of these games kick off at noon. Once again, I am Keenan Tregaskis, and this was your sports update to 10:10.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680.
everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.